Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Motive Racing YouTube channel. We are here for the second round of the GT5 Ginetta Cup here on Project Cars 2 here on the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 platforms. Last week we kicked things off at Snetterton. I myself was not here for it, unfortunately. I had to attend to a family matter, but your man Ryan Ruby, who's alongside me tonight, did an absolutely stellar job keeping things cushy last time out. So big thank you to you, Ryan. And great to have you in the box alongside me this time out. You've got a bit of knowledge, obviously, firsthand on what went on last week between the top two in this leaderboard, One Space and Mike. We were obviously doing a bit of testing earlier on tonight, and we were both on a similar pace to these two, actually. So we both know what they're in for tonight, and look at them right now, 0.03 of a second currently separating the top two in the championship.
Yeah, they put on a good show for us, Snetterton 300, and it was a bit of a mix and match of battles throughout the night. We had battles with One Space and Mike, and then we had a few battles with Aussie. I can't remember the other ones were, but yeah, we saw some quite intense battles, and it's going to be another tight technical track for these battling.
Yes, we just saw somebody there. I think that might have been Connor going wide through the hairpin. It was his livery, yeah. But yeah, like you say, it's going to be uncompromising. It's not the widest of tracks, but there are overtaking spots in these cars, especially. So there's going to be opportunities. These cars are very easy to follow and overtake, regardless of the track. As One Space there just gets a little bit onto the curve, going through the penultimate corner. Dirt Rally doing a very strong job at the moment, getting within 0.2 of a second of the provisional pole time. Dirt Rally making his debut tonight, currently P3 in this session, as we're currently watching One Space, the provisional pollster, coming over the line, obviously completing a lap time which was not the best due to his little mistake. But here is Dirt Rally Pro, joined the league today. It's his first ever race here on the channel, and signed up as a reserve for this particular event here tonight. A little bit earlier on. Actually, I'm just noticing we should probably be sharing the stream on the Discord server. Oh, you're doing it? Tag everyone as well, mate, if you can.
Yeah, I'm going to do it into the general chat.
I'm doing it in Motive TV as well. I'll do it in community too. Oh, you done it, legend. So, Dirt Rally Pro, he's currently sitting third at the moment in this session. He was 300ths off coming through the middle sector. Let's see if he's improved a bit in the final sector. Over the line he comes. He was actually lost a bit of time there through that final sector. Nearly a second he lost in that final sector. But nonetheless, it's looking pretty tight here in this session at the moment. One Space has got a slender gap over Mike at this point. Mike Gaming, obviously, we realised on Monday night in the Clios, he told me afterwards, as Ryan has been telling me the whole time, his name's pronounced Mike, not Make, as Charlie Goff has gone top of the leaderboard here, Ryan. He's just on a 1 minute 10.3. Wow. That is a sizzlingly quick time there from Charlie Goff, and he now sets the pace here. Charlie Goff races with us in all of our series here on Project Cars Automotive, races with the Clios and the touring cars, but seems like he's really got a grip on these rear-wheel drive machines here in these Ginettas tonight, and he is flying around this Oschersleben B course.
Yeah, definitely. Charlie's just come in with a flyover lap, which it's not too hard to set a quick lap round here. If you can get it perfect and you've got the slipstream, you gain a massive amount of time. I mean, me and you saw that earlier, Andy, when we was doing practice lobbies, and I was about 0.8 of a second behind you, and then come across the line, and I jumped 1.1 seconds in front of you in overall time.
Yeah, you managed to really take quite a chunk off of what was at the time the fastest time in the session. As we see Charlie Goff coming over, doesn't improve. You can see One Space and Mike both in the pits, so well, I need not mention they're not going to improve in there. But Dirt Rally Pro goes a little bit deep into the hairpin, goes a bit wide onto the grass as well, and he brings it into the pits as well. SRT Bird is just coming through the middle sector as Raid Fade has got very close to Charlie Goff. Only 0.03 of a second now separating the top two, but they didn't get over the line in time to do another lap, so it's really down to SRT, but he's in the pits as well now, so That's going to be his session done. Sam Thumbfinger's gone P8. Abu Beni in 9th. Ogbar currently P10. He's not going to improve. He's in the pits. Connor Boylan loses it coming to the final couple of corners. P11 for him. Raki Majay is coming to the final corner. Can he get himself into the top 10? Currently just over 2 seconds off of the pace. That's Richie is 2.1 seconds off the pace. Raki goes P13 and is 3.5 seconds off of the overall pace. But that is that then for the qualifying session. And Charlie Goff, I mean, he's a mid-pack runner in the Clios and the touring cars, but these GT5s seem to be his forte. Great lap from Charlie Goff there. Just 300ths of a second clear of Raids Fader, and we thought it was going to be a battle between One Space and Mike Gaming, the guys who battled it out for the win in last week's race, last week's races, should I say, at Snetterton. But those two on the second row, with Charlie and Raids Fader doing a fantastic job here. Dirt Rally Pro on his debut here at Motive will start in P5 ahead of SRT Bird in at 6th. Then you've got Aussie Albie in P7 ahead of Sam Thungfinger, who will start in 8th place. Abu Beni in P9 ahead of Ogbar, who will complete the top 10. Then you've got Connor Boylan ahead of Richie, followed by Raki Majay rounding out the field here for this sprint race.
Just looking at those times there, Andy, there is 6 cars that were within 1/10 of a second to each other.
Yeah, it's such a short space of time between those drivers. It really is great to see such a close pack. But these GT5s are great for that, and it's also good to see that they've all been putting in the practice and the time in order to know what they're doing around this Oschersleben B circuit. But ultimately, it's going to come down to being patient in this race, with the times being as close as they are and it being so evenly matched out there. It's going to be really down to composure, keeping yourself in there and not making any mistakes. If you don't make any mistakes, then you're not going to have any problems pretty much. But it's going to be exciting to see how this one pans out. As we've currently got 7 people watching the stream, guys, smash the like button if you're enjoying the stream. If you're here to support any of the drivers out on track, let us know who you're behind. Let us know who you would like to take this one. Here we've got Archie in the comments saying nothing on TV, so here to watch some good racing. Well, we're glad that you choose Motive as your Friday night primetime TV. Archie, if you are enjoying, if you haven't already, please do slap a like on the video, share it with your friends and your family members and otherwise associates. TTV in the comments, that is actually TTV is Raids Fader, who will start P2 actually. He says happy with P2 in the comments. Archie also saying used to love racing Ginettas on PC2. Archie, if you do enjoy these Ginettas, by all means then join the GT5 League here. As Emma's saying good luck everyone. Emma's the other half of Aussie Albie, who'll be starting this one in P7. And Sergis Han saying good evening guys, welcome Sergey. We used to commentate here at Motive actually back in the day. Good to see you in the comments as well. As we're about to go racing here for the sprint race, we're just syncing up. All 13 drivers are readied up. That's always a good start. And the lights are coming on now. Here we are, about to go racing here at the Oschersleben B course. It's lights out and away we go. And it's a great start there from Raids Fader. Immediately gets to jump on Charlie Goff coming down towards turn 1. In the background, One Space is just ahead of Mike Gaming at the moment. Mike Gaming looks like he's got him here into turn 1. But as we come in towards the first corner, hopefully everybody keeps it clean as we see Raids Fader very wide there. That might allow Charlie Goff back around the outside as we can see them side by side, but we're just watching SRT Bird there as he's ahead of Sam Thumbfinger. Raids Fader has managed to lose out there to Charlie Goff. So Charlie Goff regaining the pole position which he had in the qualifying session. One space ahead of Mike, as we can see Mike looking to the outside, one space covering the inside line. Dirt Rally ahead of SRT, followed by Sam Thumbfinger. Richie in 8th ahead of Ogbar, followed by Connor Boylan, who's lost out to Aussie Albie. Aussie Albie into P10, but he's made an absolute horror show of the first lap.
Bit of contact further back there with Mike and yeah, might be Dirt.
Yeah, so in the meantime, Abu Beni has dropped down to 13th place, so he has not had the start to this race. As we can see Mike there, wide, ever so wide there. Mike, is he in the wall? I think he might have ended up in the wall there. He's flashing his lights. He's not happy about something. But he seemed to lose it coming through the chicane. Don't know if he had a bit of a tap in the rear there from somebody. But he's down to P8 in this race. But it's Charlie leading ahead of Raids Fader. So currently the order as it was in the qualifying from the top 3. Charlie, Raids and one space, and Dirt Rally's dropped off at the top three a little bit. One space putting the pressure here on Raids Fader into turn one, as we've got three wide in the background here. What is going on as we've got Sam, SRT and Richie all in close proximity. Richie's made the move on SRT. SRT's got it back there coming through turn two, as we can see a bit of door banging there between a few of the drivers there. You've got Aussie Albion in the thick of it there, with Mike Gaming as well. Mike Gaming trying to squeeze through ahead of Richie. They're going to be side by side down towards turn three, and Mike is going to try and hang it around the outside here of Richie. Richie's still there on the inside. Mike, though, keeping it there. He's going to have the inside for the hairpin, and Mike's going to complete that move there up into 7th place. As in the foreground, Dirt Rally's still just ahead of SRT, and Raids Fader's lost out to one space. In fact, no, he's got back ahead of him, so these two have trading places here for 2nd and 3rd places. Charlie Goff, though, open up a bit of a gap. Oh, no! As that is Raids Fader around. He's lost it coming out of the chicane. Sam Thumbfinger up into the podium spots ahead of Dirt Rally. So Sam has made the move on Dirt Rally, and the rest of the pack seem to be as they were, but Raids Fader down to 12th place. What a shame.
Yeah, definitely. I've had experience racing here a couple of years ago in a different league on the GT4s, and my biggest issue with the track is that corner. As soon as you come out of that corner and you hit that painted surface and you just clip that grass, you can't control it. You just end up steering right.
Yeah, there's nothing.
Even if you have full lock left, you will end up in the wall on the right hand side unless you have enough power in the rear wheels or the front wheels and you spin it and you end up on the other side of the track.
SRT's made the move on Mike Gaming up into P5 Mike, so back down the inside for the hairpin, goes a little bit deep. SRT Mike had a run here. No, tuck spike in for the time being, but those two are having a good little squabble there as they're coming through sector one. Mike on his personal best, fastest up of the race so far. He's had a sketchy start to this race. There's no other word for it at the moment. As Charlie's still opening up a bit of a gap over one space. Sam is still running in the podium spots. Mike very wide.
Oh, spin there.
Dirt Rally there, yep, losing it, coming through the penultimate corner. As Mike's still running just ahead of SRT at the moment. But Charlie Goff driving an absolute stormer of a race at the moment. One space, though, did close the gap by half a second on that last lap, so one space is now coming after him. Sam Thumbfinger as well, not too far off, was 3 tenths quicker than the race leader, but he was 2 tenths slower than the man just in front of him, as we see Sam very deep into turn one. Mike is now very close onto the back of him. Mike Gaming was almost matching one space as Connor's lost it. Good spot there, Ryan. Oh, as he gets the brakes on and lets Raki come through. Raki up into P10 from the back of the grid. He just picked him off whilst everybody else made the mistake. Yeah, is that SRT?
That's SRT.
Yeah, as he moves off to the side. Connor there moving through up to P10.
I think he made contact with Raki there because Raki was in the corner as Raids was in the corner when SRT came around the corner.
Oh no, was Raids Fader a lap down when that happened? That could be a bit of a contentious issue there. Oh dear, bit of a Verstappen knock-on moment there. Hopefully that's not what I think it was, but Mate Gaming still trying to put the pressure on Sam Thumbfinger for 3rd place here in this race, as one space has really closed up onto the back of Charlie Goff now. That fight for the lead is raging on, but we're watching the battle for the podium spots at this point. Aussie Albi up into P5 has brought himself into some sort of contention here. SRT has left the session. He's out of the race. So SRT there looks like he's bailed. As Mike now looking around the outside of Sam Thumbfinger as they come around. Oh no!
Switch. That's Charlie Goff.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, Charlie was leading the race. He's now succumbed to the pressure there from one space. He's got Mike looking down his inside, and that's Mike looking down the inside of Sam. And Sam's now going to have the inside for the hairpin. He's going to look to try and send it, is he? Oh, is Mike a little bit wide? Sam's going to get the move done, I think. He's going to squeeze him to the edge of the track. Sam Thumbfinger is going to muscle his way through. Surely he's going to complete this move into the chicane. Mike is still there, but he's going to go wide here. Surely he's not going to be able to do this, is he? Mike Gaming driving brilliantly there. Sam Thumbfinger, though, had the preferred line around the corner and gets the move done up into 2nd place.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this overtake could be mean everything to Mike Gaming here. Mike's battling one space for the lead of the championship, and he's got the opportunity of closing it in. But with this battle that he's in, he's losing them more and more times.
Yeah, for sure he is. As we can see, these three now 3.5 seconds off of the leader one space. So one space seems to have it pretty much licked here. Is Sam a little bit deep? Mike trying to go around the outside, but Mike, they're going to get a bit offline, and Charlie, they're just tagging Sam in the rear as he's trying to come through. Charlie will be kicking himself with how this has gone so far. He had the lead, he had that gap, he's now thrown it away, and he's got work to do to bring himself back into this race. As we can see, Raki here having a battle with Connor for P9 in this race at the moment. As we're a little way into this sprint race, we're about a third of the way through, and we've already seen a lot of drama so far. Sam Thumfinger running in second place, racing as a reserve, a late stand-in reserve tonight, currently just ahead of Charlie and Mike, but one space. Currently enjoying himself very much out the front, and Mike Gaming's going to be a bit urgent here. Sam, yeah, very wide coming out of the chicane, loses out to both Charlie and Mike there.
Mike needs to get this pass on Charlie here and put his head down and push towards one space, because this is all championship points here, and here he'll lose at most 10 points if he doesn't get past him. Actually, no, 12 points. He could lose 12 points to one space in this race if he doesn't get past him.
Yeah, at the moment Charlie Goff's holding his ground at the moment, and he seems to have the pace, but Mike, as you said, has got a bit of urgency kicking on here. Real shame to see Rage Fader down in P12 in this race after a very strong qualifying session, but had that quite difficult opening start to the race, and he really hasn't picked himself up since then. He's matching the leaders, but he's lapped down on them at this point. I think he's made another mistake. You can see that gap increasing there, so I'm not sure what's happened there.
There's a blue dot off in the handful.
Yeah, I think Rage Vader's sprint race has gone from bad to worse, but he will be able to start at the front for the second race as long as he keeps going and doesn't give up. Here in this one, he'll be able to start P1 in the second race, but we're currently watching Charlie and Mike coming out of the last corner here, still battling it out over second place as Mike is once again tucking into that slipstream, pulling to the outside. No, he's going to go for a step back here. He's going to go look to the inside.
Mike had a better exit out of the final corner there, so he should have this move into the first corner. Charlie's
going to try and outfox him, surely. Does Mike outbrake himself? He does a little bit. Charlie's going to look to try and get the cut back here, and he's going to do that fantastic job there from Charlie. Saw that coming from a mile off and sussed him out beautifully there. Charlie Goff, well, you're going to have to wake up early in the morning if you want to get Charlie there, Mike.
Yeah, no, there was. I think Mike was just taking it a bit later on the brakes to try and defend that place. Whereas when we've been watching him for the last few laps into T1, he's been perfect hitting that apex.
Yeah, these guys are losing more and more time to the race leader one space whilst they battle it out. They're only shooting each other in the foot, but they're going to be gaining extra points. Obviously, for second place instead of third. Sam a couple of seconds behind, maybe starting to close the gap a bit whilst they're battling, as Mike now looking to the outside of Charlie into the penultimate corner. Charlie holding that inside line. Mike tried to send it around the outside, and Charlie's going to keep it there pinned on the inside, side by side into the final corner. Can Mike get a good exit? Charlie once again getting that inside line, but Mike now is going to get the run, and surely Mike's going to have this move done into turn one.
Yeah, definitely. He should have this move into turn one, unless Charlie can just make a massive move here into the turn one, which I don't think he wants to battle too hard.
Yeah, Mike a little bit deep again into turn one, but thankfully for him this time they're not side by side, so he's able to very much take control of that corner. But this has brought Sam a little bit closer onto the back of them, as it's also allowed one space to just stretch his legs out the front a little bit. The lap time's starting to go off a little bit now that the tyre wear is starting to kick in ever so slightly. We're not really seeing any 1 minute 10s anymore. It's 1 minute, it's mid 1 minute 11s. Dirt Rally was actually the quickest driver last time round, at 1:11.3, half a second quicker than the race leader one space, but he's nearly 10 seconds behind. So it's going to be he's going to have to really get his skates on if he wants to get close. Could be in with a shout of podium if he gets it together. That's Sam. No, sorry. Charlie.
Charlie and Sam both were really wide there.
Yeah. As TTV in the YouTube comments said, he's going for fastest lap at this point.
If he goes against the fastest lap, he could steal this from one space here and compromise one space with if Mike gets the fastest lap in the second race and wins.
Yeah, you do nick an extra couple of points for fastest lap, as well as pole position here at Motive in the Project Cars 2 League, so there is a little bit of extra incentive to set some blistering pace. in the race. And obviously, if you've fallen behind, then it's to your advantage to stick a fresh set of tyres on and try and go faster than anybody else. Obviously, the guys out the front will be wanting to go for their overall race time, so they won't want to be changing tyres because you spend a little bit extra in the pits when you change tyres. But Mike has actually closed the gap here to one space a little bit. Now that he's shaken off Charlie.
Look at the previous lap, one space of a 1:12.0 and Mike there with a 1:10.9.
Yeah, Mike is the only driver in the 110s. In fact, he's the other drivers are just about dipping into the 1-minute 11s. He is in the 1-minute 10s at the moment. He is flying here around this Oschersleben B circuit. But has he left himself with too much work to? Has he left himself with too much work to do? That is the question. He was 8 tenths quicker that time around. Has he?
I think he might have him here. I think that Mike actually could get him here with the pace that he's close. It was about 5 seconds 2 laps ago, and it's now just under 3 seconds.
Yeah, absolutely. So Mike is on a bit of a charge here. Looking down the order, Richie and Benny having a bit of a battle here for 6th and 7th place. Benny's trying to hassle him a little bit. Richie had a bit of a scruffy last lap, 14.2 from Richie, so he must have made a mistake of some sort.
And down the inside, is he going to be able to make the move here? Oh, a bit of contact there. Is Richie going to have the exit and try and make a move?
I think Abu Benny's got that done. He goes a bit deep into the hairpin, but Richie not close enough to come back in there. Just job done there for Abu Benny up into P6.
Yeah, definitely. Abu Benny, he's been looking like he's getting a bit more confident with the cars. We saw that last week. I think the first race he finished down towards the end of the pack, and the second race he finished up towards the front. But Sam's in the pit lane. No fuel. Sam's running out of fuel.
Oh no, Sam forgot to put the fuel in. What a disaster. As we're both
saying that, I'm just going to quickly just check everyone's fuel.
So it's about a litre a lap. It's just under a litre a lap. It's about 0.8 of a litre a lap. So they probably need about, I would say, 5 or 6 litres at this point. I'd say 5 litres probably gets you home from here, more than likely.
Just jumping back to Mike here. Mike's now 2.5 seconds away from one space. Can he close this up for a photo finish, really?
He was 3 tenths quicker on the last lap. One space has picked up the pace a little bit since Mike got into clean air. But yeah, it's going to be really tight because 3 tenths a lap. We're going to have probably, after this one, it's going to be about 5 laps left in this race. So at that rate, Mike's not closing the gap by enough. He will come up short. He needs either one space to have a bit of a skirmish, or he needs to just pick it up even more than he is already. Let's have a look. 3 tenths on that last lap, so it's not enough at this point. As at this rate, one space will hold on for this race win.
Yeah, definitely. You can never be 100% with these cars. They're light, they're nimble, and they're a rear-wheel drive. That's what makes these cars such an enjoyment to drive.
And they're exciting as well, unpredictable. The competition is so close, and all it takes is one little mistake. You know, there can be somebody driving off, enjoying themselves. You know, clearly the best driver, but all it takes is just one little lock up, or a bit of a rumble onto the curbs, and that's it. So you can never relax in these GT5s. There's Mike Gaming here coming through the final sector, driving in the number 25, no regret livery there. He's a little bit wide there coming through the penultimate corner, gets a bit onto the grass, tags a bit of the dirt up there, but the gap stayed at around the same on that lap. In fact, I think one space a little bit quicker than Mike this time around. One space in 11.4, Mike at 11.4 as well. In fact, Mike was about almost a tenth quicker, but again, he's not making the inroads that he needs at this stage in the race.
No, he's not. He needs to be pushing towards like half a second to a second a lap faster. If he can get to that sort of region, if he can get into the 1:10.4s again, he could give one space a battle, a run for his money here. Run for his money.
He certainly could. Sam Thumbfinger's pulled up onto the back of Connor. as they're battling it out over P10. Obviously, Sam had to come in for that impromptu pit stop with his with the fuel running low, but he's now looking pretty racy here on the back of Connor right now. Sam's got his lights on, showing a bit of intent here, showing that he wants to get on with this and he doesn't want to mess around. These guys are about 10 seconds off of the back of Ugbar, who's running in 9th place. Not been the race for Ugbar here tonight so far. Hopefully he can do a good job here in the feature with the reverse grid, but we can see Sam has got that move done on Connor as Mike is still in P2, but he hasn't gained any more time on one space at this point. And in fact, they're both in the low 111s there, so 11-1 from one space and 11 dead from Mike. So again, Mike chipping away, but not enough. Nowhere near the amount of time that he needs to be chipping away. Oh, Rowan, race phase off. Oh, no. And we've just had a reactionary spin there as well. Ogbar lost it there. That might give Sam a chance to take P9 here in this race. Sam's going to be reeling him in. Connor will also be on the scene as well here.
Yeah, definitely. Connor and Sam are just pushing as hard as possible, trying to close up to the next car, which unfortunately is Ugbar. Ugbar making a little bit of a mistake coming through the final sector chicane.
Yeah. So sorry, mate.
Yeah, he ended off on the gravel hitting roads.
Yeah, the gap was briefly under 2 seconds between one space and Mike gaming out the front, but it's now gone back up to what it was before. So yeah, it's just ebbing and flowing between these two. One space actually had a scruffy lap that last time around. I went 11.6. Mike just dipping into the 1 minute 10s again. So Mike is once again just making he chips away and then he makes a big gain. I think one space will have a bad lap. Mike's very consistent at this point. Rarely has an off lap at all. The gap's 1.4. If he can gain 7/10, if he can gain the same amount of time on these next two laps that he did on that previous lap, this is going to be nip and tuck by the time we get to the final few corners of the last lap. And I'll tell you what, he's continuing to gain more time on one space as this lap goes on. One space might be just feeling a bit of pressure at this point. One space looked pretty strong though through that series of corners, and it's just stretched the gap back up to 1.4. But I tell you what, yeah, Mike is really quick for that chicane.
Mike is just closed there for the chicane, so he might be
I
able
think he took too much on the entry. He lost time on the exit, so that's just a concertina.
No, it is closing.
Little bit, 1.3 the gap as they're coming up to start the last lap.
There's a timing glitch through the exit that chicane.
So here we are then, we're coming over the line to start the final lap. Mike gained another 6/10 on that lap, but it's not going to be enough at this rate. One space just needs to bring it home, keep it on the tarmac, not get overcome by the pressure here. But Mike's going to be throwing the kitchen sink at one space. These two in a championship battle. One space has had it pretty much his own way for most of this sprint race, but Mike Gaming has hunted him down. Has had to do this one the hard way as Mike had to make a few passes, had to get past Charlie and Dirt Rally and get his elbows out a little bit, but I think he's going to run out of time. He's going to run out of laps, and these two just coming up towards some traffic. I don't think they're going to reach it before we get to the checkered flag though.
No, they won't. Mike did have to do a bit of battling. He was unfortunate he didn't get past Charlie as soon as he did. If he got past him sooner, it would have been a totally different story, I think.
Here we come then into the final couple of corners. One space is going to be taking the win here in the sprint race for the first race of the evening here at the Oschersleben B course. Race 3 of the season here for the GT5 Ginetta Cup at Motive goes to one space, and he once again takes a slender championship lead, taking the win ahead of Mike Gaming. But these two once again inseparable out on the track as Dirt Rally Pro is going to come around to take a very impressive podium finish in his first ever race here on the Motive channel. And fair play, what a job there, what an inception from him. Charlie Goff comes over to P4. Oh yeah, there is. Wow. And it looks as though Richie's going to come out on top here, ahead of Benny and Aussie Albie. As it's a great stuff there from Richie, racing as a late standing reserve. Benny takes 6th place ahead of Aussie Albie 7th. Raki P8 tonight. Consistency wins out for Raki. Great job. Very impressed with that. Sam Plumfinger obviously underfueled his car, had to come into the pits for an impromptu pit stop to get his fuel.
He's just going to finish with enough fuel.
Wow, so he barely put enough in on his pit stop. But over the line comes Sam Thumbfinger, and Akbar in the background there with one light doing a wink for the cameras there over the line in P10. Connor Boylan is going to come round to take 11th place as he's just coming through the final corner. And up towards the line comes Connor then. Raid Vader many laps down in P12, but who got the fastest lap? That's what we're going to find out as he comes up towards the line now.
That car is battered and bruised.
Yep, so that is that then for the race. So who got the fastest lap? We're going to find out in momentarily here.
One space has nabbed it.
Yeah, he did. Raid Vader didn't get near it.
Fast lap was one space. Then it was Mike. Then it was Sam Thumbfinger. And then DJ, Dirt Rally Pro.
Yeah, Raid Vader didn't get near it, so he was saying in the comments he's going to go for fastest lap, but wasn't able to produce it there when it mattered. So that is that then for the sprint race, guys. Thanks to everybody for jumping in and checking out the stream. 14 of you currently watching the stream. Smash that like button, guys, if you're enjoying what you're seeing. We're going to go to a new stream in a few minutes. We're going to take about 5-10 minutes, and we'll have the feature race underway very shortly. Don't go anywhere. Check out the Discord. Keep your eye out on the Motive Racing TV section. I'll be posting the link on there very shortly.